Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice. So this is a little bit of a different kind of video than what I usually do for you guys. Usually on my channel you will see a lot of reselling themed videos. So I sell part-time because I'm a stay-at-home parent on eBay, Etsy and Poshmark. And so most of my video content tends to center around that. There's haul videos, sale videos, and then some of the stuff in between as well, just to do with how I do what I do on a daily basis. So I figured today I would actually show you guys some of the fun stuff that I get to do with the income that I make while working online as a stay-at-home parent. As of so far, my income has gone to two things mainly. It has allowed us to pay down debt. We're almost debt-free other than the mortgage, which is super exciting, and it has allowed us to take some family vacations that otherwise we would not have been able to take, honestly. And one of those vacations that we have really enjoyed taking is a Disney family vacation. Walt Disney World to be exact. So we're actually about to go on our second family vacation to Walt Disney World in the late fall, and I figured I would jump on here and share with you guys some of the stuff that I have done in order to plan and prepare for this Disney holiday. Now I know this isn't going to be to everybody's taste, I'm aware, which is why in my title and whatnot you will see it's clearly labeled that this is not a reseller video, this is a Disney themed video. However, I do feel like it's super relevant because this is where my income goes. This is what my income has allowed us to do. Tiny bit of background real quick for anybody who is new to my channel. As I said, I'm a stay-at-home parent and I work approximately 1 to 2 hours a day online from home. As I said, I sell on those three platforms, eBay, Etsy and Poshmark, and I mainly sell clothing, women's clothing and vintage clothing, but I also sell some like hard goods as well. I've been doing it for almost 3 years and it has been a huge blessing. I could not talk it up more, and if you're even vaguely interested in selling online to try and earn some extra money, whether it be for vacations, paying down debt, or any other thing that you can possibly think of, please go ahead and hit subscribe and take a look at some of my other videos. As I said, there's haul videos, there's sales videos, so you'll get to see the type of stuff I buy, the type of stuff I actually manage to sell and what I sell it for, and hopefully that will be super useful to you. Okay, so what I was going to talk to you about today in terms of our Disney vacation is what that looks like for us. We are a family of 5. That is me, my husband, and then we also have 3 boys. One who's 5, one who is 3, and one who has just turned 1. So while there's so much information out there, and thank goodness on YouTube telling us all, you know, the best way to plan our Disney vacation, how to get the most bang for your buck, and how to make the right reservations, and know where you should be taking your family, and all this kind of stuff, I feel like our experience is still ever so slightly different because we do have really young ones, namely that 3 and 1 year old. 5-year-old is just at this point starting to ride almost all the rides. He's just about tall enough and starting to just really get into the ins and outs of what Disney vacation can look like, including things like parades and restaurants and characters and stuff like that. Whereas the other 2, they really do need a little bit more breathing room to enjoy the vacation. So I wanted to share with you guys what that looks like for us. I'm going to do a few more videos on this as well, which I really hope will be interesting to somebody out there with little ones planning a Disney vacation. Just letting you know how I plan in the day-to-day, and that's going to include dining reservations, fast passes, how I structure our time to make sure that hopefully, fingers crossed, we avoid meltdowns. And bearing in mind, we've done this once. We actually did it in January, so not too long ago, and we're going late fall, so hopefully we'll be able to take some of the things we learned from that vacation and apply them to this vacation as well. So this vacation, we're actually going to be staying at Pop Century. We did a split stay last time and tried a few different resorts, mainly because we elongated our vacation while we were there, which we probably shouldn't have done that, but we just didn't want to leave. We seriously had the best time. We just kind of kept on adding days, which I would not necessarily advise. However, we are going to be staying at Pop Century this time. This was one of the hotels that we stayed at and we absolutely loved it. We loved it for several reasons with little kids. Number one, where we stayed in the 70s section, which we will be requesting again, was close to parking, and when we're down there we road trip down and we keep our vehicle, because with little ones and car seats and sleepiness at the end of the day and all that kind of stuff, it is just so nice to have your own vehicle. And if you have kids, you know they come with a lot of stuff. And I don't feel like toting that on buses at the moment, as well as 2 strollers. We had a double stroller and a single stroller. It just seemed overwhelming. So our own vehicle really just kind of alleviated some of the stress in terms of moving people from A to B. So as well as proximity to the parking lot, we also loved that it was close to Generation Gap Bridge, which took us over to Art of Animation. That allowed us to visit another resort. They have so much stuff to see there, like the oversized like figures, statues and things like that, as well as their food court, which is amazing. So many choices, and it was just nice to have a little bit of variety, honestly. So I would definitely recommend taking a trip across there. It is not far to walk at all. My oldest, actually my 2 oldest, are in love with the Little Mermaid. Ariel is everything to them at the moment, and so we just walked through that section of the hotel and just gave them the opportunity to see all that stuff up close, and they were absolutely thrilled. We also really enjoyed the refurbished room. So we were lucky enough in January to stay in a refurbished room at Pop Century, and honestly we just thought it was fantastic. It was intuitive is the best way that I could describe it. If you've ever had a look online, you'll see that there's like a queen bed, and then there's also a secondary queen bed, I think queen or full, I think it's a queen, that comes down like a Murphy bed from the wall, which allows you to have both a table and also to put it up and have put it up and have a table, bring it down, have a bed. That's what I'm trying to say here. But they're both like platform beds, so that means that you can slide your luggage underneath and make more space in the room. That is important because with 3 kids, we need space for a pack and play. So at Disney, if you have a standard room, which is like sleeps 4 basically, that is for ages 3 and up. So for instance, with our family of 5, my husband and I, obviously over the age of 3, I have a 5-year-old and now my 3-year-old, so that is the 4-person quota met. However, my 1-year-old doesn't necessarily count because he doesn't need a park ticket or anything like that, and so he is eligible to be in a pack and play in the room, and that allows us to keep the cost down a little bit, so that we can stay in that standard room as opposed to a suite or something at maybe like a moderate or deluxe resort at this point in time. So we did find that there was plenty of space in the Pop Century room for that pack and play, and with our luggage going underneath, that just helped, especially because we have 2 strollers we're accommodating. You see where I'm going with this. I'm making sure that things are like manageable, and I would advise you that, at least in our experience, that is definitely a doable space to work with if you have 3 kids. And we also found that storage, like in the bathroom for instance, there was plenty kind of up high shelving wise, which allows you to keep things like your vitamins, I don't know where I am, your vitamins and your medications and even makeup and stuff up high away from little fingers, which is great, as all parents will know. And then also plenty of outlets, like USB outlets and plugs and things like that, so that we really could charge anything that we needed to charge, wherever we wanted to charge it, modern day and all that. It was just super useful, and there's a coffee machine in the room, so 2 thumbs way up for that. So we are going to be staying on this trip for 7 nights, and we're going to have 6 park days. One of those days is actually my son's 5th birthday, so I'm calling him 5, he's actually 4, but he's almost 5, you know what I'm saying. So that is our first day, and that is going to be our Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party day and a character breakfast in the morning. That is his birthday celebration pretty much in totality. We will be taking a couple of small presents with us so that he can open something on the morning, but really that's the gift, like an experiential gift, if you will. And I'm sure he will get some spending money from family and friends as well, because that's usually how it goes. But that's going to be our day number 1, and then the rest of the time we're going to do a park every single day. I know. So we did this last time and it worked out okay. Our kids did not burn out. However, again, as parents will know, even several months afterwards, like the blink of an eye afterwards, things change and kids react differently. So we are prepared that people may not be able to deal with things like they did last time. I have kind of scheduled in pockets of time where it's pretty much nothingness, which may seem like a waste to some people because Disney is obviously expensive. However, it gives us choice. If we want to go to a park at that particular time, we totally can. It's no big deal. We can go early. But if we don't want to, we're not missing precious fast passes, dining reservations, Reservations. It just allows us to wake up in the morning and say, what do we want to do? And the last thing I was going to mention to you guys is we are going to be on the Disney dining plan. So last time we actually was last time we were actually on the quick service dining plan, and we really enjoyed it. So we tend to stretch our credits. I'm going to do a separate video on this as well. So like my number one money saving tip when it comes to Disney vacation may sound a little weird. I do my bulk vacation in the middle. Again, I'll explain properly in a video, and then I add on a day at the end and at the beginning. And that allows me to stretch my dining credits, because you pay per night of your stay, onto at least one extra day of the vacation. I super hope that makes sense. I'm gonna have to like illustrate this way better in a video, but anyway, it helps a whole bunch. There are too many credits for us. My 3-year-old does not eat a full meal. My 5-year-old does not eat a full meal each time. They will split one easily. So every single time there will be a quick service, and I guess table service, but character dining or buffet, it doesn't really count, but quick service for sure, there will be something, a credit left over. Let's just go and spare. I do not want to turn that into like goofy gummies or whatever the heck they are that you can buy from the gift shop, if I can help it. So by adding on an extra day at the end, that allows me to use those credits that are left on the last day, because you can use your dining credits on check-in day and check-out day. Anyway, stay tuned if that sounds even remotely interesting to you, and I will explain fully exactly how that works, and I'll give you a cost breakdown as well, so you can see what it costs us per day and how we make those credits stretch. Okay, so that is pretty much our fall trip in a nutshell. My next video that I'll be coming out with pretty darn soon is going to be a sort of breakdown of the day-to-day itinerary, and I'm going to share with you guys exactly which fast passes I chose for our kids and our family in general, obviously, because my husband and I do like to ride rides as well, and which dining experiences I chose. And I'm going to let you know exactly why I chose them and why I planned them the way that I did, and I'll give you a little bit of insight as well into what that process was like. I did book our advanced dining reservations, our ADR, 180 days out at 6 o'clock in the morning, like half of the other people that will be going to Walt Disney World at the same time. And I also did the same with the fast passes, 7 a.m., 60 days out, because we're staying on property. So again, that can be a little nerve-wracking for people, especially if it's the first time that you've done it. It does feel a little dog-eat-dog, especially with some of those harder to get reservations or fast passes, but I will let you know what my experience was like, and you'll see that I got everything that I wanted to get. But if you don't get it, there's also some tips to manage to get it before you end up going. Anyway, stay tuned. Yes, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in anything to do with reselling or Disney or just general lifestyle vlogs, like mom vlogs, budget friendly vlogs, Disney vlogs, all that kind of good stuff, then go ahead and hit subscribe as well, and stay tuned. And I really hope that you'll kind of come along this journey with me and see how we rock Disney vacations with little ones with us. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.